Welcome to the Touhou Wheel of Fantasy, a game where pure RNG will decide my fate. This wheel contains every free Touhou game from Steam, along with every paid game I personally own. After the wheel picks a game, I will do my best to complete it and rate it on the fantastic scale of the strongest, from 0 to 9. So without any further delay, let us begin this fantastic game of chance. And here we are in the first spin, so let's cut to the live commentary right away. Right, but I think we might be ready to spin. Let's see what kinda beautiful Touhou fan game we'll get. Alrighty, that's mesmerizing. It's gonna be Duet, the big name. It's not going to be. What is that? Touhou Chouhatsuyou. What? Touhou Chouhatsuyou? Burgeoning Tresses of longevity. Yeah, let's not talk about how terribly I pronounced that. Regardless, we decided to jump into this Touhou game I have never heard of before. Interesting. Is this going to be a Danmaku game? It was indeed going to be a Danmaku game. A Danmaku game with a story about hair. I'm not going to elaborate any further and just let you see the intro for yourself. Or to be precise, see my sped up version of the intro. Enjoy. There is woman. Woman can make hair grow. Empress? Kaguya thinks this is kinda cool. Woman places this spell on every girl in Gensokyo, because why not? Reimu wakes up and tries to cut her hair. Hair grows back. Reimu is angry. Queen, Marisa, Aya and Sanae have the same problem, and so they get going to save Gensokyo from hair. The first thing I noticed was that the game was made to emulate an old arcade cabinet. You could add more coins for practically infinite lives, and there was also a 2-player option available. Play the story mode, we recommend playing this first. Okay. Just go for normal, I guess. The only other notable thing here is the ability to choose between classic or breezy mode. Breezy mode gives you more durability against bullets, and the classic mode is a basic Touhou experience. I obviously went with classic, because breezy mode rhymes with and I'm not a child. Oh, and for some reason Marisa is the ruler of Federal Kingdom of Gensokyo. Yeah, don't question it. Regardless of Marisa's fancy title, I decided to go with Reimu. I assume it's just a Touhou game. Okay, it's just a basic Danmaku experience, it seems, with Reimu being extremely slow. That sentence pretty much sums up how I felt about the game at first glance. For now, the playability of the game felt quite good. The overall vibe of the game felt a little bit like a PC 98 game, from the graphics to the music. Overall, everything felt quite nice. That is, until the game hit me with something pretty unexpected. This long hair effect is annoying. I need to solve this incident before I make any cuts or trimmings permanent. All attempts you make will fail. This spell you're under affects more than just the hair on your scalp. Oh god! That's someone's thing. That piece of information certainly caught me off guard. Yet there was more to come. I don't intend to spend a lot of time looking like a girl grabbing the eyes of boys. But is long hairstyle somehow attention-seeking or something? Those pieces of dialogue set the tone for the rest of the game. A lot of it doesn't make much sense, feel mistranslated, or possibly just doesn't convey the same meaning in English. I collected some examples of the silly or otherwise weird dialogue here. Perhaps your mother's the one I'm looking for. She will be a lie. What? She will be a lie. That doesn't make any sense. Many have discovered advantage to this spell. They can be open for marriage. Absolute nonsense. I don't quite understand it either. It's like completely random dialogue. Where is that long-haired dancer's mother? For the glory of the Federal Kingdom of Pennsylvania. You won't surrender, you're still going to fail though. I can't. Look at this. I have infinite credits. Ta-da! I will not kill myself if I fail. Good. Yeah? You shouldn't, probably. My service is valuable to Gensokyo, and I don't want the people of Gonsan. What? What is Gonsankyo? Yes. This incident is the one I want to kill. Are you convinced that you will succeed? The Federal Kingdom of Gensokyo will not be defeated by this accursed hair spell. So, you can probably see that the story is a bit weird and the translation quite wonky. Putting all that aside though, let's take a little peek at the gameplay. As I mentioned in the beginning, at first the gameplay seemed quite nice. Unfortunately, at that point I hadn't yet discovered one of the two major problems of the game. Let me demonstrate. Rainbow's hairstyle is nice, overall. What? One of the most important elements in a Danmaku game, the hitboxes. Even small problems with them can cause some very frustrating situations, and getting killed by them constantly greatly lowered the enjoyment I got from this game. Interestingly enough, these deaths look very weird when playing the game or looking at the video, but when you pause them, you do actually connect with the bullet. I'm not sure what's up with that, but if you try the game yourself, I'm sure you'll notice that the hitboxes just feel a little bit off. Unfortunately, this wasn't the game's only problem. Take a look at this sped up clip of me clearing a spell. Do you see the problem? I've been damaging the boss as much as I can, yet there's no way I could finish this spell in time. When you die in this game, you don't get much of your power back. When you have no power, the damage you deal is miserable and you can't defeat the late game spell cards to get any of the power back. For this reason, the moment you lose all your power, you're pretty much screwed. Most of the stage enemies are pretty spongy too, and not being able to kill them makes everything even more difficult, resulting in even more deaths. The situation got so bad I eventually ended up playing in complete pacifist mode, because I knew I couldn't defeat any of the spells in time. Technically, the breezy mode I mentioned earlier in the video is a solution to both of these problems, as it lets you tank quite a few bullets before actually getting hit. A solution like this feels a little bit like a band-aid fix, but I guess it's better than nothing. Oh, and this sometimes happened. Oh, she got bored of shooting. Did she go too high? Did you glitch out, miss? Sometimes the boss would just go too high on the screen and just stop spawning some of the bullets. Definitely not the game ruining bug though, just something small. So far, everything I've said has been a bit on the critical side, but there are definitely some positive things to say about this game too. Most of the spells were actually quite pretty to look at and enjoyable to dodge. The characters among all the other art were beautiful, and the special spell card backgrounds were really pretty. The positive highlight of the game for me wasn't the art though. It was the music. And isn't music what Touhou is all about? You've heard some of the songs throughout the video, and I'd recommend downloading the game and giving the music room a try. I mean, the game is free on Steam, so you might as well, right? And now, for the final scoring of the game. While the gameplay had its flaws, and the story was overall a little hairy, the pretty art and especially the music definitely carried the experience. For a free game, this was definitely worth my time. On the scale of the strongest, I would rate this game a bit of a hairy experience out of 9. Thank you for joining me today, and I hope to see you all again when it's time for another spin of the Wheel of Fantasy.